What is up, heroes? This is Midnight Zero, and welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon Leaf Green! In the last episode, well, the game is showing you, and you're probably wondering, you don't remember this. Well, I'm in Mount Moon right now, and there were some technical difficulties, so I'm going to give you a really fast recap, and that is going to be in right now. First of all, I decided to catch a Nidoran, as it was suggested in the comments, and it has some pretty cool and useful evolutions. So, there was a 1% chance of finding this patch of grass, and I decided, might as well go for it. And so, when I finally encountered one, I put it to sleep and decided to use the Pokeball, and hey, it worked. And so, because Nidoking looks a lot like Cooler from the Dragon Ball Z series, I decided to name it Cooler. No surprise there. And then I was like, hey man, let's check out this guy in the desert. And he's like, oh man, you're really cool because you have a boulder badge. And so we're like, yeah, we know. And this guy's like, hey man, I tripped over a Geodude. And we're like, oh, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you. And then we decided to visit this Pokemon Center, which surprisingly has people in it, even though it's in the middle of the desert. And right before a cave, and we're like, whoa, Mount Moon, awesome cave. Go time to explore. And there's a bug catcher. We're like, oh no, more bugs. Blah, 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 we don't like bugs. We find a paralyzed heal, and then another item, and then we're like, hey, we're back at the beginning. And then we're like, what? Leaf is evolving after all the training, all the experience at level 16, like Bulbasaur. No! What's it gonna be? Oh my gosh, this is so, it's like a, whoa, it's like changing. It's, the butt on its back is like growing. It's changing. What is it gonna be? The suspense is killing me. What's it gonna do? And oh my gosh, we have an Ivysaur, which is an awesome grass type Pokemon, grass poison. And that's gonna be awesome for the rest of the team. And that is all. Okay, so now that all that's explained, well, first of all, I want to show you guys that this Nidoran Cooler is actually a pretty awesome one because it's an adamant nature, which is going to be perfect because we're going to want an attack-based one. And so now we can finally begin exploring through Mount Moon. What? I'm waiting for my friends to find me here. This is not the best place to hide and seek. I certainly cannot play hide and seek in a cave. I would get scared out of my mind. Last Iris sent out Clefairy. Ooh, Clefairy. You know that Clefairy was actually supposed to be the original, like, mascot of Pokemon. Except it was too feminine. So they thought that they were cutting off, like, a big amount of their audience by using Clefairy. And Pikachu ended up becoming more of a favorite. So they switched to Pikachu as the mascot of the series. And really? You have to use Sing in the middle of a battle? Oh, I don't... Gosh, I'm gonna have to switch Pokemon. I'll switch to Nightwing. This is just gonna be a pain because I don't know if I have an awakening or a full heal or anything. If not, I'm gonna have to go all the way back to Nurse Joy, which actually isn't all that far now that I think about it. So that was a quick battle. Get Nightwing some experience. And Cooler, even though now he's asleep. Let's check my items. Potion, Paralyzed Seal, nope. Gonna have to go back. I got some repels just in case things get pretty... Are you kidding me? Wow, right before the exit. Right before it. I should have known that would happen. But, alright, we'll just heal our Pokemon real quick. They could go for the healing. And Cooler just needs to wake up. He's like me in the morning. Sometimes I can just not get out of bed. It's unbelievable. My first year of college, I actually had a friend who would wake me up at like 8 a.m. I left my door unlocked at night, and I would just tell her like, oh, you know, I have a class at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And she'd be like, okay, I do too. And we had like a similar schedule 3 days of the week. So she just ended up waking me up every morning. And alright, it's time to use the repel. I'm not going to have any of that going on. And let's explore down here. Oh, item. But yeah, she would just wake me up every morning. And it worked out really well. We were really good friends, so I was actually like comfortable with it. And she was comfortable with it too, so it worked out. We have Super Nerd, and we see Magnemite, which is the first Pokemon we've encountered that doesn't look like an organic like life form. This is more of like a robot. So it's kind of cool. And it's Steel type, which is going to be weak to fighting type moves. So we've got our attack-based Cooler, which has Double Kick, which is going to wreck this Magnemite. It just barely survives enough to get off the Thunder Shock. And we take that like a champ. And because I don't feel like wasting Double Kick, we're just going to use Peck. I really never understood why a Nidoran has Peck. It's not Flying type. It's not bird-like in any way, really. It just doesn't make much sense to me. And so we're certainly not going to send in Nightwing here. We're just going to keep out Cooler, who doesn't have a stab move yet. Probably get one soon. Poison type. So right now I'm recording this in my basement, and I've got to be honest, I'm a little paranoid because I saw The Conjuring last night, and I'm not one for horror movies. You guys see me play horror games, but that's the extent of my horror exposure. I never really watched horror movies. And so I saw it, and it was a pretty good movie, and it was pretty scary. And so now, but the thing is, like, the supernatural, they make it so it kind of applies to real life aspects. So I'm kind of like questioning every creak and stuff like that. And yeah, it's definitely taking a toll. Ooh, we found a rare candy. Rare candies are really helpful items. They give you one level up, so it's like a free level. Now, I don't like to use them right away. I actually don't really like to use them at all. But if I ever do get them, I use them when my Pokemon are like 96, 97, level 96 or 97, so that I can send them right up to level 100, because that's when it takes forever to actually level them up. So, there's... Are you kidding me? It barely survives. I guess this is a case where Peck actually comes in handy really quickly. Or really helpfully. I wonder what a bug catcher is doing in here. They should have made a bug type Pokemon that was like, I don't know, more cave based, not something you'd find in like the forest. Because it just doesn't make sense for a bug catcher to be in a cave if there are no like spider Pokemon. Well, in this generation. Shh. Spinarak, it's not your time yet. But yeah, it just doesn't make sense. Although it is pretty nice, like, free experience. So, I'll take it for now. And we are just barely... These Pokemon are just barely surviving. I feel like that is always just my luck. And we get a level up. Awesome. Another Caterpie. And why not? Nightwing, you stay in. Although you are infringing on Leaf's, like, level lead. Now this should Oko it. Oko is one-hit KO, for those of you who don't know, so I don't sound like I'm throwing out some crazy acronyms or anything like that. So, I don't know if any of you guys have played the, like, Mario RPG games. There's, like, Super Mario RPG, Legend of the Seven Stars, but then there's also, like, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga, and then Partners in Time, Bowser's Inside Story, and then Dream Team just came out. And I've got to say, it is an awesome game. It is so much fun. I got it like a couple days ago, and I've already put 13 hours into it, and it's just crazy how much fun it is. I love RPGs, and right now I'm kind of getting into JRPGs. I don't know why exactly, but expect to see more of those in the future, or at least recently. I'm gonna get like Tales of Exilia soon. I want to get Shin Megami Tensei games. I don't know if you guys have heard of them. They made the Persona series. And they have a lot of games that are similar to, well, actually similar to Pokemon now that I think about it. Because you, like, I guess you, like, recruit demons. And once you do that, you can, like, combine them. You don't necessarily level them up. You combine them to create more powerful demons. And you use them to battle and stuff. So it's somewhat of that, like, monster catching aspect. And that, I obviously love that type of, I don't know, gameplay. But, I don't know how many of you guys are caught up with everything that's going on in the Pokemon community. The Pokemon World Championships were actually, I think this week, like a little bit ago. And I love the competitive side of Pokemon, which you guys know. I put up a couple battles. Oh, and that's something I plan to revive. I started playing Pokemon Showdown a couple days ago. And I've gotten back into like creating the teams and doing the battles and stuff. So you guys will see more of those episodes. And, but anyways, one of the big things that was released at the Pokemon World Championships was they showed a picture of Mega Kangaskhan. And you're like, what's Mega Man? I like Mega Man. Mega Man Kangaskhan? Yep. No, it's a Mega Evolution. And to be honest, I'm personally psyched for this. I don't really know what to expect when it comes down to it. As far as like these Mega Evolutions go, they could either be really cool or really bad. There's supposed to be like a type of evolution that's only in effect for a battle. It's not like a permanent evolution. And they have some really cool, typical youngster with his Rattata, but they have some really cool forms. Like, I don't know, so far my favorite is Mega, like, Blaziken. And Mega Lucario looks so cool. They've got Mega Ampharos, and that there's been a long time where they showed like a new form of Mewtwo, and it was confirmed that it is a Mega Evolution of Mewtwo, not necessarily a new form. And so, I don't know, it's really cool, and I'm excited to see what it is. What's awesome, I think, is that they're mixing it up with the Pokemon games. For the recent, like, they really haven't done too much new things in their Pokemon games. They've really just played it really safe and stuck to the formula, which works, and I'm not really complaining. It's just that, I don't know, with all things, there's room for improvement. And these Mega Evolutions, and it looks like with the new graphics, they're going to be able to incorporate more into the battles and the new types of battles, the Horde battles, and like the Sky battles. It's just going to make the game a lot more fun. So I like that they're straying a little bit from their main recipe while staying true to like what made the classic game so great. So I'm really looking forward to X and Y. And for those of you who don't know what a Horde battle or a Sky battle is, it's a battle, well, a Sky battle is a battle where the two Pokemon are, well, in the sky. And so the scenery is completely different. And, oh, what's awesome is the scenery just in general in this game is going to be a lot more animated and active and involved in the battling. So that's going to be really cool from a visual standpoint, especially with 3D graphics. And a Horde battle is where it's only like a wild encounter. And what happens is there are multiple Pokemon that challenge your one Pokemon to a battle. So I think it showed like 5 Axew against one trainer's Pokemon, and you can like attack them all at the same time. So maybe attacks that can like hit more than 1, 2, or even 3 targets, like in the case of a triple battle. So there are really going to be a lot of new gameplay mechanics, and with the introduction of Fairy type, what's going to be awesome is that they really mix up the competitive battle scene, and which has gotten kind of stale. They're like, I mean, the Pokemon are pretty set, like, this Pokemon does this Pokemon does this. With a new type, there are going to be new weaknesses and new strengths for new Pokemon, and with new types of battles and everything, it's just going to really revolutionize everything. Awesome, so we got a Moonstone, so that's going to be really helpful because that's actually what's going to enable us to evolve our Nidorino once we get it, because it'll evolve naturally by level into a Nidorino soon. But after a while, it's not going to evolve, it's just going to be the same. And only by using a Moonstone is it going to evolve into a Nidoking. And what's kind of cool is, with all of these, like, evolutions that occur via, like, Moonstone or Leafstone or something like that, you have to be really careful about when you evolve them, because the highest evolutions usually don't learn as many moves. So you need to learn the moves you're going to want and then evolve them. So you kind of have to sacrifice the lower stats for a little bit, which is an interesting concept, and it's really helpful if you know about it beforehand. Oh, so one other thing, I kind of want your guys' opinion. How would you feel about like an educational Pokemon series? Like, gosh, how do I explain it? I was thinking, like, I don't know, in like a competitive Pokemon series, and whoa, that's not doing a lot of damage. I definitely should have switched. What the heck? Scratch did that much? A critical hit? Holy cow! Wow, sorry about that, Cooler. We're gonna switch you out for Ivysaur. Leaf. But anyways, how do you feel about like an educational, like competitive battling series? I was thinking about it last night in bed. I was like, it'd be cool if I did a series where like I went through different techniques and strategies and everything in competitive Pokemon. I'd start off with like type advantages and choosing like how to make a team well, and like baton pass, and go through all the different techniques and stuff like that. I feel like I'd enjoy that. It'd be tough to make, so like episodes would be spread out, but I was thinking of making like a series called like To Be a Master or The Pokemon Professor or something like that. And before like I get comments about it, I know I'm not a perfect battler. I don't know everything about Pokemon, but I do know quite a bit. And if I do the research and everything, I'd love to share everything with you guys. Whoa, wait, what? Cooler's evolving? Is this like Cooler's second form? Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's gonna be like super powerful. And ladies and gentlemen, we have ourselves a Nidorino. Nidorino looks like such a boss. It's so cool. Like a rhino, now that I think about it. But, yeah, I acknowledge that I'm not perfect at Pokemon, but I do know quite a bit, and it'd be fun to teach you guys and share strategies and learn from you guys. Like, I make videos and everything, and you guys can suggest other techniques, what I could have done better in a certain spot. And, oh, so here's another interesting thing. We're starting to encounter Team Rocket grunts. And so, first of all, we're like, wait a minute, who's Team Rocket? They seem like a criminal organization. They're dressed like typical burglars, all black. Like, that's exactly what you'd expect. Hopefully we can finish this out with double kick. Yeah, of course we can. Look how cool Nidorino's, like, sprite looks right now. He looks like he's just standing, he's like, come at me, bro. But, yeah, Team Rocket's gonna be like the criminal organization in this game. No, probably not that surprised with that. And also, there are a lot of people talking about fossils in this cave. And what's eventually gonna happen is, we're gonna have to choose between two fossils. And it is important later in the game. So, well, it's not that important. But it is important for, like, if you want one of the fossils for your Pokemon. Oh, and another thing, actually, something I saw, like, a video. I don't know if you guys watch Game Theory. It's a YouTube series, and if you haven't, it's really fun. You should definitely check it out. But he had an episode on Pokemon and evolution, and I never really thought about it, but I guess a lot of people could hate on Pokemon, essentially, because of... Hey, stop! I'll get back to that. I found these fossils. They're both mine! Mine, mine, mine! Yeah, well, you're a little selfish. That's like a 3-year-old. Did you pass kindergarten? Learn to share. Come on, bro. But, oh my gosh, what was I saying? Wow, I can't even believe this is happening right now. I totally forgot what I was saying. And I should have switched Nightwing to the first member of my party, because Cooler's obviously low on HP. Darn it, I'm trying to remember what I was saying. I was talking about the fossils. I can't remember exactly. Wow. Oh well. But the fossils, they do eventually turn into Pokemon, and it's part of the aspect that requires you to have like 2 versions or have a friend with the other version so you can catch them all, and that's cool. I wish the Pokemon games had more different aspects based on version, now that I think about it. Because it seems more of just like a hassle to have both versions among your friends and stuff like that. Whereas if it were 2 completely different games, it would be a lot more fun and more compelling to play like 2 different stories essentially, and have the side bonus of that's what enables you to catch them all. So, oh, I remember what I was talking about. Evolution, yes. I'm like a big science guy, big math guy, and I don't want to start like a comment war about evolution because I've already gotten multiple arguments about evolution, and I'm just going to say I believe in evolution. There isn't really much argument about it. It's heavily supported. People argue, oh, it's a theory and it's just like it's debated, so it's not that like accurate or whatever. Well, oh, I did not mean to use sleep powder again, but technically gravity is still a theory too. But just an FYI. But so I don't want to start that argument. But what a lot of people say is that Pokemon supports evolution, which is bad and against religion and stuff like that. And that's a whole bunch of nonsense. If you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to evolution, Pokemon evolution is nowhere near what evolution actually is. Evolution refers to like populations evolving over time, over multiple generations, and slight changes over like multiple generations. Whereas one individual animal, or like Pokemon in this case, like I guess evolving into a higher form is not at all evolution, because it's an individual like species, not species, or just like an individual organism maturing essentially. Like if it were scientifically correct, it would be maturation instead of evolution. But evolution sounds a lot cooler, so that's why they use it. Oh, we're encountering coughing. We're going to be encountering a lot more poison types when we deal with Team Rocket. And what's kind of funny is in the original blue and red versions, they actually messed up the sprite for coughing. See how the skull and crossbones are on the bottom of his sprite, like underneath his mouth? In red and blue, they actually have him above his eyes, which is contradictory with like the anime and what the original artwork was supposed to be. So that's just kind of like a funny little, I guess, error the Pokemon team made. We'll each take a fossil. No being greedy. Okay, so I have to choose now. I'm going to save right now. Yes, I'm going to save. Because I do not want any more technical errors. Or if I do, I want to have a file to back up on. And now I noticed that we skipped an area, like a little ladder. I'm going to go check that out right now, and I'll be back in a moment. Alright, so this is one of the areas that we did not explore. I don't exactly remember what is the layout of Mount Moon. It can be maze-like, but luckily we've got repels. And just walking around made me think, I never really explained what repels do. For 250 steps, a regular repel will reduce the likelihood of encounters with weak Pokemon. So that's why it's really helpful in an area like this where you literally encounter a Zubat every 4 or 5 steps. It's so frustrating. It's like, wild encounter battle, a Zubat! Wild encounter, oh my god, it's another Zubat! Wild encounter, oh, yep, Zubat, surprise there. And it's just ridiculous how many Zubats are here. So, alright, now we got another Team Rocket Grunt. This is going to use Defense Curl, which is basically Harden. Although there is one added bonus of using Defense Curl. It increases the power of the move Rollout, which is a Rock-type move. And that's why it's technically better than Harden, in my opinion. But, yeah, that's just a slight little fact, I guess. And, despite the... Oh my gosh. What is it with all these, like, slivers of HP and... I don't even know anymore. But, Nightwing actually did a pretty solid job of getting some damage on that Sandshrew, despite it using Defense Curl a lot. And so now it's going to send out Rattata, or Rattata. So, we're going to switch into Cooler to use Double Kick. It was really funny. The other day, I saw a video by CK Productions, 100, I think? 100 or 1000. Some order of 10. But, it was really funny. It was Pokemon logic in real life. And there's one of them where this guy Joe acts as youngster Joey, and he's obsessed with his Rattata. In the real world, though, he's no longer in the Pokemon world. It's really funny. You guys should definitely check it out. And yeah, that's all I could really say about youngsters. My little brother started a YouTube channel, and he's Youngster Jack. He doesn't have any videos up yet, but when he does, I'll be sure to let you guys know, because, well, he's my brother. He's a good guy. But, ooh, Supersonic. That's a new move. It actually has, I think, 50% accuracy, but it confuses opponents, which is really annoying at times. Really, really annoying at times, especially when all you want to do is finish off a Zubat, because you fight so many of them, and it uses Supersonic, and that just extends the battle, and damages your Pokemon more, and just induces so much more rage. And what? Nightwing's evolving now! We got a lot of evolution going on in this episode. I love the evolutions of Pidgey. That's why I chose it instead of Spearow. Although Spearow would have been, I guess, statistically better for my party, but... Pidgeotto. Such a cool Pokemon. I love Pidgeotto. So, that's pretty awesome. And we get this item. We found a star piece. This isn't Paper Mario. We're not collecting star pieces. I think star pieces, I don't think they have much, like, significance as, like, dealing with Pokemon. You can just sell them for more money, which, I mean, it helps, but I usually just collect stuff. When I think about it, in all of my Pokemon games, I never really sell any of the things you're supposed to sell, like nuggets and everything. It just never really works that way. Okay, so, let's see how our Pokemon are doing. I'm going to switch to Leaf so he doesn't lose his crown. And there's an item up there. We'll take the item first, and then we'll battle you. TM46, it contains Thief. Irony. That we're literally surrounded by thieves, and we got Thief. We're pulling a big job here. Get lost, kid! That is right. We're only like 10 years old. We're a 5th grader. Although he looks a lot more mature in the sprite, now that I think about it. So we got another Zubat. I don't know if Zubats learn Gust. I know they have Leech Life and Supersonic. Because it is a flying type, and it would be super effective against Leaf, which is why I was a little hesitant to use him in the past. against Zubats, but now that I think about it, I don't know if it has a flying type move it can actually use against Leaf. Interesting. Ooh, and Ekans. We're still gonna keep Leaf in. Ekans is, it's kind of funny. I realized that, like a bit ago, that Ekans is actually just Snake backwards, and that's why it's a snake and everything, which is kind of funny. But what's funnier is that the other day I was playing Super Smash Bros. Brawl with my brother, and we got to the point where we were just like delirious. We were playing like for an hour and a half, and it was really intense, and then we just started saying all of the characters' names backwards. And we were slap happy, and I got to Snake in Brawl, and I was like, Ekans. I was like, oh my gosh, Ekans. And I was like, laughing with myself for a little bit. I was like, oh boy, this is not good. I should probably go to sleep now. Okay, so now I'm gonna head back to the spot where the fossils were. So I'll see you guys then. Alright guys, I'm back, and we used a lot of repels there, but I think it was worth it, because I want to show you guys everything. But now we have to make an important decision. Do we want the dome fossil? Well, we want some dome, but not necessarily a dome fossil. Personally, I like the helix fossil better. I'll show you the final evolutions of both of them, but you'll see. And so then this guy, alright, then this fossil is mine. We taught him how to share. We gave him an old school lesson from kindergarten. And now, because I am psychic and predict the future, alright, I just want to make sure we have Leaf, because we are going to be getting in a Pokemon battle soon. We got an antidote, which is helpful, although now that I think about it, I don't know what could poison us in here. Interesting. Wait, what? I thought we were supposed to get another Team Rocket battle. Huh. Okay, so now we're on Route 4, and there are a lot of Pokemon trainers on here. And then we're going to make our way to Cerulean City. But that is all going to happen in the next episode. And, yeah, I'll see you guys then. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero, and this mission is complete.